being
Yeah.
busy.
See ya. You're fuzzy.
Here
Sound like
we
you're in one of
are.
those voice chambers.
Here we are on episode 101 of the Trash Talk Business Podcast, coming to you live every week at 1600 Central Standard Time. Today, though, it is 1800, 6 p.m. where I am in beautiful the Dominican Republic, Punta Cana. Coming to you, I got my Savannah Bananas shirt on, with Savannah Bananas hat on. I'm out here rocking and rolling in the beautiful Caribbean sun. For those of you guys listening from home, now you know what I'm wearing. Typically, it's Casey joining us from beautiful destinations in Hawaiian shirts. So I
Very
have one.
soon.
I have one episode to Casey's 13 in the sun. Anyways, this is our weekly opportunity to sit down and talk all things trash, junk removal related, so that we get better week in and week out. It's the 1 hour we dedicate to being better as business owners, entrepreneurs, and people in general. And in order to do that, we bring on people amazing like our guest today, which Casey, Bubba Lawrence, is going to introduce. Casey, please let us know and our audience what we're doing today and who we're talking to.
And, coming in clutch, like always, Taylor Chastain from the Georgia area, Georgia Peach himself,
Georgia Peach
um,
himself.
with Up and Away junk removal. He's been on the show before. We've talked to him a few times. He's actually gone up to your place in Menominee Falls.
It's true.
He is all about how to gain value for his business. And he's also one of the guys that I know if I ever needed any help with anything, I could call him and he'd help me out. Taylor, thanks for being on last minute and helping us get through this show.
Thanks so much for having me, man. I'm glad to do it. I always love to get to talk trash with you guys.
Yeah. So
Hell
this
yeah.
is so it's been a year. It was March 20th. Taylor, I certainly don't remember this. Taylor, our producer, reminded us it's been a year since you were on last. And so
He
yeah,
reminded
background
me
on
too,
Taylor.
so, yeah.
Yeah. You were on the list of people we're going to bring back invites.
Mhm.
And we had a late cancellation and whatever hour and a half notice. Taylor decided, hey, yeah, I got things. I got things to share with the world. So background on Taylor, marketing magician. He's the guy that has 37 phone numbers, so that whenever you call. I don't know if I was 30, but it was like 20 plus phone numbers. So he knows exactly where all of his leads are coming from at all times. We met him at JunkCon, came up to us.
Mhm.
We had dinner with him, and then he came up and visited me in Milwaukee and saw what we do things operationally. He brought the boys with them. They gave me a mustard box, which, you know what? Here's the deal: we were at lunch, and I was joking about how mustard is the greatest I was gonna say condiment, and then they turned mustard into a compliment, I guess, of sorts, by giving me a box of different types of mustard they got in Wisconsin. And Taylor, if I'm not, I want to make sure I'm accurate here. Taylor was opposed to this plan, right? The
Correct.
father or father-in-law, who was the guy that was like, no, everyone
That
loves mustard.
that's my dad. My
Yeah,
my dad is my dad's always got great ideas, and about a
it was a
quarter of
great
the
idea.
time they're really great. And so he, I guess he nailed it with you. He was like,
Yeah, you know what?
Taylor, you don't understand. Mustard is a big thing up there. I was like, we're not
It
going
is.
to freaking Japan, Dad.
Yeah.
Because
No,
all the brats.
the brats. Well, here's the
Mhm.
deal. Actually, on my last show, I do Andy Weins live every Monday at 15:30. I talk about choices, and my decision making matrix is redneck logic, hillbilly math, and Kentucky windage. And the person I brought this up with was my dad, because whenever I go to my dad with a problem, he'll be like, "Oh, there's one of three ways to looking at it, right?" And he'll give you three
Mhm.
solutions. Now, the likelihood of one of them might, I mean, there's 1 in 3 chance that one of them might work sometimes, and yet he's always got a solution. So, like you said, 25% of the time, your dad's right every time. I mean, we're in the ballpark here. 1/3, right? 33%, 25%. Dad logic works. And that's it. We've
Yeah.
proved it here. So the math checks
It
out.
does work.
A little hillbilly math in our decision making matrix. All right. So let's talk. What is new in your business? Where are you at? If you want to share your numbers, either trucks, trailers, personnel, revenue, let's start with the data. Where are you at so other people can see where you're at compared to where they're at, or in general compared to the industry.
Yeah, so we're doing great. Really happy with our growth. Last year we were up 55% over the year before, so we closed out last year right at 802.
Nice.
On the income side of things, on the last day of December, we went ahead and bought a dump truck because it was give it to fuel, give it to steel and oil, or give it to Uncle Sam. So we chose the first option.
Yeah.
So we're up to 4 trucks against 7 trailers. Still no new trailers, but
Are you
and then
saying
we have.
are you saying you're selfish enough to buy yourself a dump truck rather than help the poor Ukrainians, Taylor?
Yeah. God forbid I put all my money into my own community.
My
Yeah.
gosh. Keep going. Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you.
I know I'm a monster. It's fine.
With your
Um,
capitalism.
Yeah, my evil capitalism
Oh my
that
God! You know how many
employs
jobs? Do you know how many jobs you
nine
just
people.
created? Yeah, you know how many
I know.
jobs you
Right.
just created in your community? How many bullets
Right.
you could have bought?
Yeah. Yeah. God forbid I pay my mechanic every 6 weeks to do the oil change like I'm supposed to and all the stuff.
Oh
God
my
forbid.
God!
Anyway,
You
That
could
guy's
have filled up
so
Zelensky's jet once. I mean, come on.
I know. So
once. That's a stretch. You think he's a
that's a
millionaire? One
stretch.
time, yeah.
Yeah.
Bought 4 gallons. You could have got him. You could have got him off the at the end of the runway, maybe on
Yeah.
a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's been good though. Getting that truck into rotation. It's actually bigger. It's a 20-yard box we've never had before. The guys love it. They call it the tank. And so something we're still practicing getting good at is how to print it. All of our other pricing is on a 15-yard box. And if it's 1 yard different, then who cares?
Yeah.
But 5
Mhm.
yards different is a lot of freaking difference.
It's
So
5. It's a third bigger. The math says it's a third bigger.
exactly right. Yeah, real big is with the redneck math on it.
Redneck. So that's why you got hillbilly math, right? Redneck logic says,
Right.
right, you
Right.
can. Hillbilly math, you got to know the elevation before you start climbing. Um,
Right.
so hold on, you said you have 4 trucks, 7 trailers. So your truck and
Mhm.
all your other equipment is truck and trailer method run.
So we're playing the hybrid game right now. So we
Yep.
have
Yeah. Okay.
2 pickups that tow trailers, and then we have 2 dump trucks. And then one of the dump trucks technically can tow the trailer. Now, are we supposed to drive it that way? No, but we'll see. We
So
haven't done it yet.
so what we have, this is what we've done. We have a box truck, a 4500
Mhm.
18-foot box truck that is our demo truck that can tow our dump trailer, and it's
There you go.
we're right lengthwise we're good, volume wise we're good. Now the concern we have is there's a max amount of weight that we can put in before we go over, and yet if we're just throwing often we'll take that dump trailer there if we just want to throw some steel in it, or we're going to throw construction debris, and if we really have to haul it, then we'll drop the trailer and then we'll go pick it up with a dump or a pickup truck. Safer. It's nice so that we can get it there all as one unit. And we use the box truck because we keep our tools secured in there, and then we have a dedicated spot for our truck. So I don't know if I'd say
Yep.
hybrid. You're running different equipment for different jobs. Like that's the one thing.
Yeah.
This is where I do have direct conflict with the franchises of the world, right? I mean, 800 Got Junk, right? They have a standard model, right? It's a 15.3 cubic yard box truck or dump truck rather, and that's what they play. They run their entire business off of that, and that works for them, right? It's standardized and it goes. Casey ran exclusively pickup trucks with dump trailers, and I've always had diversity in my fleet. So whether it was enclosed trailers, open trailers, dump trailers, now box trucks, I keep diversity in my fleet. And at the end of the day, you'll decide, hey, this is better or worse, because you're going to find out that there's going to be some applications where that dump truck is awesome, and other times you're
Mhm.
like, shit, I wish I had a pickup truck and a trailer. And you're
Mhm.
Yeah,
not
I
going to
think
know
the
that until you
biggest
get there,
I think the biggest thing for me I like is flexibility.
Yep.
Just because, if a truck's sitting, you're losing money, right? You know what I
Yep.
mean? So
Mhm.
you want the trucks to keep going. And the thought process for us was most of our business called for the dumped trailer style. At the same time, it made sense because if I had a truck or a trailer go down for whatever reason, maintenance issues, I could replace one or the other
Yeah,
vastly
easy.
cheaper
Why?
than an entire dump system, which
So
I don't even know where I could rent one of those, to be honest. So
yeah,
Correct.
I know it's at first a lot of people are like, "Well, I got to train my guys." I'm like, "Yeah, I got it. Like, I'm not
So
arguing with
what?
you."
yeah,
But at the
train them.
same time, you know what? It's like driving a stick. Once you learn how to drive a stick, you can drive any vehicle,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, I mean,
Same
God
thing with a truck
forbid,
and
give our
trailer.
guys more transferable skills.
Yeah.
Exactly. Once you drive a truck and trailer, you can efficiently drive it, back it up, everything. Well, now if I give you a dump truck, you have no excuse not to be proficient at.
Yeah. And we start our guys typically on our dump trucks. We have two 24 foot 24 cubic yard dump trucks. So we'll start our guys on the dump trucks. Because they're smaller body frames and they're the cab overs, the NPRs, which they're a simpler one, and then they'll graduate to the small box trucks and then eventually the big box trucks. And somewhere in between there, we'll have them doing truck and trailer, depending on what their version is. Most people, once they figured out left is right, right is left, they can back up a trailer. Some people, they're non-trailer driving individuals, right? That's it. You trained them, and I'm not confident with them, so whatever. It is what it is. So real quick, you have 7 trailers for 2 pickup trucks, essentially?
Yeah, so 5 of them are dump trailers, and we do the dumpster rental side with those.
Okay, so you rent the dump. You rent the trailer. Okay.
Yep, and it's good, not great. It's good business. I mean, I think last year we did $66K in dump trailer rentals, which I mean,
that's
whatever.
Yeah.
So here's the deal.
I'll argue that's not a great. I'll argue that it's not even good, right? Like because, and maybe we can have that argument later.
Well, my thing is it gives me 2 leverage points that I like. I can immediately solve problems for contractors because you don't know how many times my contractors have said, my dumpster guy screwed me, I need you there in an hour, and we're there because I can run them solo while I'm taking calls all day or talking to customers or between meetings. So that's connection point 1. Connection point 2, a great example is a big commercial job we did this summer. We did 13 loads in 18 hours starting at 6 p.m. And we ran all through the night. And having extra boxes was tremendous. That job
you don't have to
crazy profitable.
Were you able to dump in the middle of the night? Or how'd you do 13 loads then?
So I had all of mine rolling. I had I still had my dump truck, so I had a dump truck down there rolling, and then I borrowed a couple of trailers from my lot partner who also has dump trailers.
Okay. So you managed to get 6 more trailers, and you just filled up. So 7 a.m. the next morning, everything was full.
Yeah, so we did 13 loads over 18 hours. So over the evening we did. I think by 6 a.m. done 7 or 8 loads.
Yeah.
And then at that point, so we used like 2 of their trailers and then just kept turning.
You start flipping them. Got it. And you
ran
and
18 saved hours scrap straight? Metal to the end. We did 2 crews.
That's still. What was the reason for that? Why was there a time crunch on that?
It was big Class A high rise downtown. So the only time you could do it was during non-work hours. And then on Sunday they had an office move-in. So we had to be done by Sunday morning.
We had a couple of those office buildings and apartment complexes. They have those hours that are just, and you know what? To all their listeners, just let you know, they will pay for the inconvenience factor.
100%.
So don't think about, oh, well, I'm going to lose money because then I got to get my guys overnight. No, like if you say, hey, I'm going to double my price, do it. A lot of times they're going to be like, hey, we know it's inconvenient. We need it done.
And you're going to get a lot of scrap metal off of that, a lot of heavy scrap metal. And I am not like, I know Andy is captain scrap. I'm like medium scrap. I'm like lieutenant scrap. But,
lieutenant scrap.
I mean, we made $3,500 on that scrap metal.
Okay, well, here's the deal. In the military, the difference between a captain and a lieutenant is about 10 minutes, right? Like, you're a buck sergeant. If I'm captain, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not promoting myself, right? I'm not promoting myself. However, if I'm a captain,
you can be specialist scrap,
right? Okay, general. Right? If you said generals, okay, then fine, lieutenant, right? That's an acceptable scale, right? Like I don't know if you're a baseball player, but that's like saying I'm in the majors and you're like, being called up next week. You're basically you're somewhere between T-ball and fast pitch, or maybe, right? Like just
right. Yeah, I don't forgive the analogies. The only thing I know anything about is music, so I'm not really great at all the man analogies, truthfully.
Okay, and so here's my background in music. I was a radio DJ for 2 years, and I toured the country with a band where I played tour manager. Right, so like I know what a drum looks like. I can hit a drum.
Tour manager.
Yeah. Hey, tour manager. Yeah. I manage the merch, the money, the guys. When you got you got 5 musicians in their 20s. Half my job was making sure they were all in the fucking van the next morning or the night of when we had to go, right? I mean, call a spade a spade. So yeah, I would not say that I'm the aficionado when it comes to music. I don't know shit. And you're like, you play in the church band and do all the things. So
You know it.
all right. So let's get to our LinkedIn user, Taylor. Taylor, our producer. Taylor, can you drop in the chat how we can see their face? Because right now, Mr. LinkedIn user, whoever that is, and you know what? This is the first time we ever had someone from LinkedIn chime
It
in.
is.
So we'll appreciate
Oh,
that.
nice.
LinkedIn user.
Look at
How
that
you-
Salina. It
I
looks
didn't
like
know you
Tim
could
Reed
watch
from
videos
Salina.
on LinkedIn.
You can. So here's the deal. So his question is, how long is your ROI on a trailer purchase? And here's the deal. This is hillbilly math to the max. So I'm going to teach you all the hillbilly math, and then Taylor, we're going to play a game called Let's Do the Math. Right? So here is the math. You take your fixed cost. We're going to use what was your cost on that dump trailer? 10 grand ish.
10,500.
Jesus, it's almost like I've done this once or twice. Actually,
Yeah.
I saw
Oh, they
you.
haven't
But
gone
then,
up,
hang
huh?
on though. Here's what you're missing though. It costs $300 in fuel and everything to get it back, and it costs $500 to wrap it.
All right, so let's
So
play a
it's
game. Do we
What, your
want to
trailer?
all right, you know what? How do we want to play this game? Do we want to play this game and he shoots from the hip, or
Yeah,
we jump in
I have a
Excel?
whiteboard.
Fuck the whiteboard. I got Excel. Do we want to do Excel or do we want to do? I can whiteboard it or Excel. Taylor, you make the decision. Whiteboard or Excel?
Go to Excel, baby. I'm
Oh
all
my
about
God!
it.
There we go. That's the right answer. Actually, when
I'm pulling up my spreadsheet now.
all right, I'll do it in the live versions of the life. Also, that was actually speaking of episode 101. Casey, welcome back from your anniversary. Not being on the show, no big deal. We held it down last week. Did episode
Good.
100 by myself. No major issues that I can recall.
No offense, but you weren't even a blimp in my head that day, except for like, hey guys, like sorry. My wife and I were gonna. You know what, dude? I'll tell you this. Out of all the anniversaries, I'll tell you, because she has her own business. A lot of y'all know my wife has her own business, and I have a couple things going as well. So our time is
real quick.
yeah.
Can you see my Excel right now?
No,
I don't see it.
there it is.
All right, right where you said there it is right when I stopped sharing. All right, here's the deal. I'm rednecking it. I am operating by myself with only one screen, which I'm a multi-screen kind of guy. So I'm just
sometimes you just got to do it.
All right, let me
do what you did before. You'll pop.
Here we go. Oh, there we go. All right. Oh, how about now? Tell me when you can see me.
We can see it.
All right, here we go. We're
All
gonna do so. When I talk about
just
math,
cut me off.
is what do you? Oh, you're about to say all right?
Asshole.
Oh, are you running the math? What are we doing here?
No, man. I was going to tell you about my anniversary day real quick.
Oh, all right. You talk about your anniversary. Casey, how rude of me. How was your anniversary day?
It was great, Andy. I'm glad you asked. So we actually went to Top Golf and hung out and ate. It was a good day, man. That's it.
Okay, there we go. Now we got it over. Okay. Now we can go
really
back
glad
to
we
math.
waited for that. That was good.
Yeah, it was here's the beautiful thing, because I only have one screen. I can only look at Excel. I can't even see facial reaction, so I'm going to interrupt.
It should be it. Normal. It doesn't drop down to a corner.
What's happened now? No,
your screen. Oh, that's weird.
Hey, tell you what. You can see my Excel. I'm in a happy place. Let's not.
We're good.
Technology is not my thing. Okay. Any other costs of goods here, Taylor? Anything else that cost you? Wrap. How much was the wrap?
No. So I decal my trailers, and that was $500.
$500. Southern pricing, Casey. Southern pricing. Let's not forget.
No, that's.
All right. What else?
Southeast.
Getting them home is about $300. So yeah, you got that.
Is it really?
Everything else is ready to roll. Yeah.
That's title. Was there? Do you have to title it, license it, anything like that?
That should be. Well,
I know. That's why I do these things.
Well, about $1,100, isn't it?
Title tax
somewhere around
tax out of license.
Yeah, so put $1,100, and then the other thing is the insurance is $1,000 a year on them.
Ooh, you know what? That's where we're gonna see. These are our fixed cost.
Insurance is gonna kick butt for me because Georgia is one of the worst states for insurance. So
all right, now we're gonna go with our. Now we got to do our variable cost, because we're gonna do this right? Because there's cost of operating that trailer, right? So we have our fixed costs. Okay.
I would say insurance is fixed the first. It's yearly. Or the actual trailer, it doesn't adjust.
I understand that, but I understand that, and yet Let's play my game where I run
Okay.
the Excel. How much is it annually for the variable cost of the insurance? 'Cause it's not a one-time deal.
Okay, the insurance is $1,000 a year per trailer.
Okay,
I'm
there we
I'm
go.
still going to agree with Casey that it's a fixed cost because if I have the
That's
trailer,
right.
I
You
have
could
the
you could
insurance.
you.
If I don't have the
Here's the
trailer, I
deal.
don't have the insurance.
Okay. You know what? You can agree with Casey and think that the Cowboys are America's team. The data won't support that. They haven't been in the Super Bowl since you've been alive,
Oh my
Taylor. So
gosh.
you can agree with
I
Casey and still
I
be
can tell
wrong.
you who has been to the Super Bowl. Honestly,
Yeah.
Well, you should get in your sports. All right. So this is what we're doing. We're gonna do our our monthly costs. Oh, I keep screwing this up. You guys are watching me screw this up in real time. All right.
Go Cowboys, go.
All right. What other costs do you
Ridiculous.
have? What other costs do you have with your
Tires.
yeah? What other
so
costs?
tires
Tires
are going to
suck.
be $1,400 a year,
Sounds
but then that
accurate.
gets us up to high weight rating tires that can take some more nails before they freak out.
All right, that's fine. Hey, we got to
Um,
factor it. What other maintenance on your trailer? Is there any other maintenance you got to associate?
we need a new tarp every year, which is $100, and we need a new battery generally
Really?
every 2 years, which is because they just get torn up.
That's
Let me ask you a question,
And
Taylor,
the
real
new
quick.
that's actually not bad. $100 a year for the tarp. You said?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Is
fine.
it do you have a special tarp or no? What comes with it?
no, we just go by whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
Josh handles that. I don't even know
What
we
is
buy.
the cost? What is the cost
He's
of
our
the battery?
retail guy.
What's the cost of the
Battery's
battery over there?
179 every 2 years, so you just divide it.
Yep, 179 divided. Oh yeah, I got you, fam. What else you got? Any other variable costs that we got to factor in here?
I mean, if you really want to get nitpicky, you can do the labor to grease them, but that's not very much labor at
No.
all.
That's
No,
maintenance.
that's
I
me.
mean,
Yeah, we're not going to associate because it's not a hard cost, right? Because then we're going to get into what does it cost per load. We got ourselves a little math exercise here.
I will say this.
It's going to test my ability. Okay.
Yeah, you got so maintenance $8. How much did maintenance was a year for you, Taylor?
Maintenance. What did we include with that? Oh, tarps was $100 a month.
Yeah, that's
a
the
year.
tarp. Any other maintenance?
I mean,
Nah.
All right.
I don't know. Depends on. I honestly would put that maybe around 200, just because you're gonna go through lights. Like no matter the condition of the trailer,
I have
replacing
never
the light
changed a
there.
light on any of my trailers.
Really?
Never had.
I know I'm going to
I've
split the
gotten real
difference
good
here.
at that.
I was saying, you know what? I'm going to split the difference here with Casey because I have changed lights on trailers because they stick out ever so much.
Yeah.
And, yeah. All right.
I didn't
Okay,
say
here
they
we
were
go.
still straight. I just said they work.
Yeah, crooked, cracked, no longer working. That's the progression for lights. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's talk about our per load. What do we get per load? Every time you get paid, what do you get paid per load?
And we're playing just the dumpster rental game. We're not even talking about how this interacts with junk removal.
No, we are only playing. This is Facebook or LinkedIn user, to the best of my knowledge, bought a trailer and he wants to go hustle it. Actually, a guy hit us up. The other guy that hit us up in the group chat said he wants to start doing valet trash.
Yeah.
Which this math exercise is how you can figure out whether or not you can do valet trash. You do this, and the math will math, right? Because that's how math works. Okay, so let's talk about it. So per load, hey Taylor, I need your 15 cubic yard dumpster, and I'm gonna fill it up. What do you get paid for that?
Yep. Our most common is the 48-hour rental, which is $295, which includes up to 2 tons of disposal fees.
All right. How often?
Or $395. Sorry, I misspoke.
Oh,
$395.
Jesus, $395. Ooh, that's actually not bad price. All right. What do you get? Okay. How often do people go over the 2 tons on that?
Very rarely.
Rarely. Okay, we want to factor it in. Okay. What other costs? What is your average labor to drop that off? Drop off, pick up. How many hours are you invested in that?
About 1 hour because we limit our radius.
Okay, fine. What is your hourly rate
for both?
1 hour each. Yep. So what is your hourly rate?
Total.
1 hour. Total. Okay, 1 hour. What is your hourly rate on your truck to run your truck? Hard cost. Your guy plus what I can just figure this out. Hourly rate. Man, we're gonna do a whole bunch of math.
I know.
What, 15 an hour?
I'm way too end of day relaxed to be dialed into this. I'm
That's
sitting here
fine.
smoking
I'm
a
dialed in.
cigar.
Dude, you smoke a cigar? Let me be the. Dude, are you? Hold on. I'm wearing a Savannah Bananas T-shirt with board shorts, my Hawaiian board shorts in the Dominican Republic. I left the pool an hour ago, and you're too relaxed. I'm here doing Excel for you and the dozens and dozens of listeners across the world, and you're saying you're too relaxed.
Hey,
Maybe I get a cigar.
This is my vacation from my 2 children right now. Talking to you guys is my vacation.
You know what? I know your wife. She's not that mad. She's fine. She's happy. She's a good Christian.
No,
woman.
she's a rock star. You can't
She is.
hurt her. She's good.
Can't hurt her. Okay, what is your average? What is your actually
Okay.
not average? What is your highest price guy get paid? Because we got to assume that's your highest price guy, not you. Next highest
Okay.
price guy.
Well, so this is my all-in labor number that I use. It's $23.60. That includes workers' comp and the taxes.
Okay.
So that's my average.
That's your average. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I don't like average. What's your highest guy, or do you have a highest guy? Because the hillbilly math is
highest guy.
What's your highest guy make per hour?
$21.50.
Okay, here's the hillbilly math of how to figure out how much you pay. You multiply your highest guy times 1.3, because that 0.3, that's 0.3%. That covers workers' comp at a 10-point rates.
We're at 6.8.
Fine, got it. So this is your shit goes right. Everything goes to shit. I always want to go with your highest, right? Because the goal is to beat the number, and with the assumption that might be your highest. I don't want some people will say, "Oh, put it as your lowest guy." No, put it as your highest guy. Fine. Okay. Right. What does it cost you to run your trucks? Hourly fuel. So we could factor that.
That's a great question, because I don't have a great hourly fuel number. I wish I did, but I don't.
Well, let's not wish.
You don't have a fuel card?
Here. I got the math. We got math.
That's on my list.
All right, hold on. That's fine. Here's the hillbilly math of it. What is fuel cost right now in your neck of the woods? I know it's $3.50 a gallon.
$2.89.
What is your
$2.89? I think.
God, the South is a beautiful place. Unleaded. They still have lead down there and fucking.
I'm saying Georgia. Not diesel.
Yeah.
No, we burn the cheap stuff.
But the cheap stuff. Okay, good. So that's right. $2.89. Right. Here's the hillbilly math of it. Okay. So I normally do 50 cents a mile. Yours is gonna be a little bit less. The average truck gets 8 miles to the gallon. Easy enough. So 289 divided by 8. So you're paying 36 cents per gallon. How long? Like you say 1 hour. So 15 miles in that hour.
Yep.
Or 15 miles both ways, right? So let's say 30 miles round trip. So your fuel cost is going to be your 36 cents times 30. Fuel cost is $10.84.
Yep.
All right. What's your insurance per truck per month per year? Whatever you got.
Well, my total policy annually is 50.
Oh, you cut out. You cut out right when we're about to get to the good stuff. Did he leave us? I can't see. I have to look.
He's frozen.
Oh, he's frozen. That's not a good. That is not a good face to be frozen on either. That's a good face to be frozen on.
Well, shoot. Let's roll with it then.
All right, we'll roll. All right, here we go. Fuel. I'm going to say $150 a month per truck. Right. So here we go. Math on 150. Right. And on average, you're going to run that truck 160 hours a week, or 160 hours a month. That's my hillbilly math. So 150 divided by 160, you're going to get about $9. Oh, hold on. Where did we screw this up? 150, 130. Yeah, $1 an hour, basically on insurance. See, I'm doing this on an hourly rate.
Yeah, I get it, because that's what that's your burn. That's your burn rate. It's all hourly because.
Yeah.
Like the reason I didn't do it, honestly, because you're about to prove, and I get his perspective. I do. That's why I wish he was on. I'll bring it back up. Yeah. But for me, I could almost guarantee that trailer makes more money per day rolling with the crew.
Oh yeah, correct.
Than not.
Correct. I don't disagree. I can't spell the word maintenance. I don't disagree. Oh, yeah, right. And also it is 8% of his revenue. Right. It's like how much work do you want to put into something that's 8% of your revenue? That's your choice. Casey? What did you factor revenue per or maintenance per truck per month or per year? I know what I factor. I want to see how close we are dollars wise.
Maintenance per month?
Yeah, per truck.
Oh, it honestly, because it's so cyclical, man. Like
Yeah.
I was at around, I would say I got one oil change per month per truck, so that put me up there.
Okay. What else?
And that was, I'd say about 225 per truck per month.
Okay, I'm at 300, so I'm
Yeah,
good. Let's go
and that's
50. Yeah, that's fine.
and some months would be, oh, hey, guess what? It's time to whatever, right? And now
Correct.
you got to replace the brakes. So
Correct. For me, 250 is $3,000 a year.
yeah,
Right? Like that's my math, because you're right. That's the $400 brake job. That's the this. That's the that. Okay, here we go.
yeah.
We got Taylor back. I heard a beep.
But then remember, this is also like to Taylor's advantage. When you're rolling diesels, man, everything's more expensive.
Oh yeah.
So
but it also lasts longer. I mean, that's the
it
trade-off.
does last longer. But you're
Okay.
also not supposed to be hauling heavy every single day through the city.
Anyway. It's very good. Yeah, trade-offs per day. All right. Well, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? We're over here. All right. I heard another beep. Is Taylor back with us? Taylor's not back with us. Taylor's trying to be
There
back
he
with
is.
us. Now he's
There he is.
back. Now he's on his phone. He's back and he's on his phone. Are you on your phone now?
There he is.
I'm on my laptop. I'm even close to the router here. Let's see what happens.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, the show goes on. That's how the show goes. That's what they talk about the show. All right. So we factored that your load is $41.29 for you to run your truck for an hour, which I will say is lower than my calculations. And you know what? That's what it is. So, okay, that is your cost to run your load. That is your hourly. Yeah, let's put it hourly because I called it hourly. Let's not change things up. I was about to call it labor. That would screw things up. All right. What are your dump fees?
$70 a ton.
50 a ton. God, the South
70,
is great.
70.
Oh, that's even. I don't. That's still cheap. All right,
Dude, go to Florida. It's insane.
I know them Florida boys, the island boys. All right, what other costs do you have associated directly with that? We're not talking advertising, nothing, right? Because those are all costs, within the business. What other costs do you have associated with that gets you to that $395 per load?
I can't think of anything else. We've already got tires and everything covered.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
There we go. Yeah, I would say, it's your labor and disposal.
Questions.
That's fine. Oh, okay. What's that?
So we're getting some questions today.
Okay, that's all right. I can't see the question. So you guys gotta, you know what? You guys gotta be the beauty. You gotta be the brain.
Well, I'll tell you this: math it, and then we'll get into the next question about how he gets his clients.
Okay, that's fine. Oh yeah. We're not even close to there. We're fucking. This is math, baby. This is Monday math, hillbilly math for all the listeners out there that appreciate. This is the back end of hillbilly math. This is one step above hillbilly math. This is quasi-educated math. Okay,
redneck math.
Redneck, we know use redneck logic. We got to come up with a next set of what is hillbilly math. All right. How many loads? Now we'll go back here. Variable. How many loads a month are you running on average? Because I'll see where this comes into. What's that?
Great question.
That is a great question. That's what we're known here.
Find it.
Here in the Trash Talk Business Podcast. We call this a filibuster. Dave Portnoy with the reviews. He's great at these, right? As you go find that information, we fill in with just pure self-promotion, right? So here at the Trash Talk Business Podcast, we are well known for our great questions. That's what actually people talk about us. And with that, thank you, Taylor, because now I'm cheating a little bit. I'm looking at the screen. And with that, you can join our VIP group with the link right there. And the beautiful thing about the VIP group is you have early access to all of our content. So as we record these episodes, you have early access to it, while everybody else has to wait a couple of weeks now because we recorded a couple episodes back to back. So you have early access to all of our content for your viewing pleasure. So you can get up on the competition. Casey, any special promotional plugs you have this week, unofficial sponsors, while we are filibustering Taylor figuring out how many loads he does the thing with
I have one I really want to put out there. So
does it have to do with your friend Brandon?
No, but it has something to do with Dallas. What's going on next week or two?
I don't know. So, please inform. Are you going to talk shit about somebody? Is that what you're about to do? Oh, okay.
I will say there's a big event. It's huge. A ton of money's going into this event in Dallas, located in a junkyard or a yard of some sort. The who's who of who knows is going to be there talking about things. that are important to junk removal. So don't miss out.
You
I will
know
say
what?
this:
Oh,
I
go
don't
ahead.
have any personal issues with either people in this conversation. But I'll tell you this right now: I almost want to go to find out what the fuss is about.
I
And
do want to. I want to shout out Jedi Junk Removal and
yeah,
Lewis for their. I saw that California meetup looked great, and I know they gave away a trailer. It was good. I heard a good virtual event. I did not attend any of the things.
no,
It did motivate me though. A little teaser, putting that out here for the listeners. I am
I just have a
strongly
question.
considered. Oh, go! I was about to say something, but
No, yeah,
okay.
go ahead, Andy. I was just thinking as you're talking. I
Oh,
want
you were
your
thinking.
input on this.
Okay.
So I'll wait.
All right. So I'm considering doing a Midwest meetup this
Uh-huh.
fall. I would love to host a bunch of people because I had 3 or 4 people reach out to me recently. And we talked about doing like a big conference in the past. It's like, well, what stops us from saying, hey, let's do a Midwest meetup, right? Somewhere between a meetup and a mastermind, right? Maybe
Yeah,
not quite the mastermind level. Because what's his face? Who just did that other guy?
false.
Yeah, Justin just did that mastermind. And here's the thing. I love this industry. I love promoting all these other people and what they're doing because they're making this industry better. So yes, I'm considering doing a Midwest meetup. Pick a weekend in September, October, where it's tail end of the season, where money's still good, right? Because that was one of the challenges. People that did conferences in February, it's like last thing people in Drunken Bull were thinking in February is let's go spend money on something that does not have an immediate return.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're a Midwest meetup in the fall. That is something I am considering. I'd love to hear the feedback. Oh, there we go. Grant, what's Gravenow? What is he talking? 100% attention,
That
guys.
was
At a factor
that
of
was my
beers.
reply to
Oh,
him.
there we go. There we go. Got it. I still can't remember Taylor, our producer, to come in the episode last week to remind me how
Yeah.
to pronounce his last name. My brain. It's like
Grovro.
Grovero. Gravenow. I
Grovro.
want to add in so many extra syllables there. All right, Taylor. Casey still has Casey. Whatever it is you wanted to talk about, write it down so we get to it, and we'll whiteboard. We'll put it in the parking lot for now. All right, Taylor. How many loads are you doing here? Let's talk about this. Is he frozen? Of course. Yeah, we finally call him in. It was his turn to pitch.
If you charge more your dumpster service, you could afford better internet.
Jesus, the southern low
12 a month. That's
hell.
what he sent me.
What do you say? 12 a month per?
Yeah.
All right, fine.
Okay. All right.
Fine, whatever. No big deal. All right. So the math we're doing here is your variable cost, monthly variable cost divided by the average number of loads per trailer. Now the question I have to ask him is that 12 per trailer or 12 total? Actually, we can figure that out. Here we go. This is how we're going to figure it out. He said he did 66,000. See, this is where we can see where the math checks out. 66,000 last year in this divided by that comes with 167 loads divided by 12 months equals. See, why is it? See, this is the thing about Excel that's weird. This was a number, right? This is not a dollar. Actually, yeah. Yep. See, I'm very particular about my numbers because numbers do not lie. Equals this divided by the 12. Okay, so he was close. 14, we'll call it. So 14 per month, and then on the 14 per month. See, here's where it gets janky, right? He's got several trailers he does this with. So this variable cost per trailer, this is where we're gonna see some shit. There's gonna be some shit to be seen here in a second. See, that's why I didn't trust that number. I don't like that number at all. Taylor, you're back. How many trailers?
We'll see how long.
We'll see. That's fine. Just give me this number. How many trailers do you have that this variable applies to? That you rent out, I should say. How many trailers rent out?
4.
4. Okay, so now we got to take this 224 multiplied by 4.
Yep.
All right. So real cost is $896 on a monthly basis now, right? So you actually haul on average 14 per month based on this math of 66,000. So we'll split the difference. We'll say 13. So we're going to take your 896 divided by 13. So what I'm saying here is it costs you $900 to have your trailers, and when you do 13 loads, it costs you $70 per load just to show up, right? You haven't paid your guy, you haven't paid the dump fees. So your true cost here, following the hillbilly math, is per load $250.25, which is going to make some really, really simple math here in a second for all the viewers at home. Now, I'm gonna put some lines here so we can all pay attention. I will do Excel spreadsheets like this, and then I'll look at them later, and I'll be like, I don't know what I was thinking. Like I genuinely don't know what I was thinking. It's not like I wasn't thinking. I don't know where my mathed. Oh, what I did a right side border. Who does that? Fucking amateur hour over here at the damn Excel. Okay, so now our profit, we'll just call it profit for simple math. Profit per load is going to be our $3.95 minus. Oh wow, let's not do that. What was that all about, Andy? $3.95 minus the $2.50 and 25 cents. All right, so we make $144.75 per load. Right, that is right. So there we go. That is this is the math we're working with.
Yep.
That is our all-in COGS. Control Z. Why do we do that? All right. Equals that. Why do we do that? Then equals that. I just want to put over here so we can all see where we're coming from. All right, here we go. Revenue. COGS. This experiment that we're running here today, this can be run with everything you do. All right, so $144.75. So let's you want to see how fast this math is going to be now that we did the work. We're going to get you your answer, Mr. Fine Sir, that said how many was your ROI. So now we're going to take the 12.4 divided by the 144.75, because now what we're doing is our fixed cost against the variable profit. It will take you 86 loads to become profitable, right? So now we're good. 86. Of course, I put it in a number because that's what I did. 86 loads, and we're going to round this up to 87 loads, or 86. Yeah, 86 loads. There we go. As I rounded up. So your 86 loads, you do 14 loads a month across 4 trucks, mind you, right? So you're really doing 167 across 4. 40 loads a year. 40 loads a year on that truck. Let's see. Oh my God, Andy, hillbilly, Matt, Jesus. 86 divided by 42. It'll cost you 2 years and like 2 weeks. 2 years and 2 weeks at your current math, where that truck is paid off, or that trailer is paid off. It paid for itself, right? So this is now the question becomes: what do you make on, or how long do trailers last on average for you?
6 years easily.
Okay, so this, man, you made my life easy, right? 1/3 of the time, it's going to cost you money. It takes you 2 years, 1/3, right? You'll 1/3, 2/3. 1/3 of the time, it's going to cost you money, and the next 2/3 you make money. Now your maintenance may go up.
Yeah.
Like those 2 years in the middle, years 3 and 4. That's when you're going to kick some ass. Years 5 and 6, that's when there's possibly more maintenance, possibly breakdowns, possibly she's a little worn out, right? She ain't tipping the way she used to, if you know what I'm saying. So there you go. Return on investment, 2 years and some change, 5% of a year, whatever that comes out to. Let's just figure this out. 365 times 0.05. Oh shit! See, amateur hour over here. I'm on vacation time, 18 days. So 2 years and 3 weeks to give her some nice round numbers. So that took us. Well, it took us what it took us. That's what that's all I'll say. That's the ass end of hillbilly math. So we went from a question. Yeah. The question came in, ROI, let's call it 413. We probably fielded it at about 420, and we put 25 minutes into the ROI. And now here's the beautiful thing. That experiment can be ran with everything you do. You want to say, hey, valet trash service? There it is. You want to talk about why should I buy a truck versus a new truck versus a used truck? There's your math. You want to talk about, hey, we're renting trucks. Like for us, when we were renting trucks, if I rent a truck more than 5 days a month, I might as well buy it because the cost is about the same, right? If it's $200 a day after 5 rentals, I might as well go get a truck payment of $1,000 a month. Again, this is where the hillbilly math comes in. I can shoot the hillbilly math off because I put the work in. I'm a big fan of Casey. Can't wait to meet you in Dallas. Was that guy hitting on you? Who's this guy? Big fan.
Hey,
fan.
If he is, no judgment. I am a good-looking son of a bitch.
Hey, this is 2024, baby. You know, you get hit on by a dude. That's still a W. You're a married man with 2 kids. You take the W's you get, Casey. that thick
Yeah.
beard. You're growing that beard out. I thought the wife didn't like that. No big deal. Also, shout
we'll
out
see
to
what happens.
Carson. Yeah, right. Shout out to Carson coming in from YouTube. We are getting YouTube folks. We're getting LinkedIn folks. Taylor, the producer, did you ever figure out who this LinkedIn person is? Because we spent 25 minutes.
Yeah, right there. Jurgen S.
Oh, Jurgen.
Jurgen?
Probably
Where
murdered his name. I'm sorry.
Jurgen?
Jurgen?
Sorry, buddy.
No,
German? Jurgen from Germany? Where do you get clients from? We don't know that's the same guy, though. Do we know that?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Justin Goins. That's
Taylor,
LinkedIn
is that the
user.
same guy?
No.
What's that? Yeah, he's not the same guy. Here, Jurgen doesn't say, hey, y'all. That ain't.
Private chat. That's where I put it.
Yeah, private chat.
Oh, we got
see?
Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube.
Oh, my God. There we go. Here we go. Regional sales manager, Marine Corps veteran. Let's throw that up there. How do I hold on? I'm gonna make a banner. Look at me, dude. I'm fucked up. Technology.
Answer that, though, Taylor. Taylor Chastain. Hey, where do you get your clients from for that dumpster or the
I'm
trailer
happy to
rental
talk about that.
business?
Yeah.
You know where I
Once you
get
just
my
talking.
clients from for the dumpster and trailer rental is I get them on any clients who want to say no to our normal service. Them, contractors, those are really the big ones because candidly, I put like zero effort into the dumpster rental. It's just a great reason to be the hero for contractors. And then when they need you, when they need something bigger, then you're right there ready to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, not to rain on everybody's sunshine, but like, this is the part of the business I put effort into, and I just make sure that I don't bleed money on it, which is what we just did. The whole other side of the business is what this, the dumpster thing supports, and it gives me the ability to have a heightened capacity at any given moment to help clients.
I like that.
There we go.
That's the one thing I will say with my resell. A lot of people always ask about the resell. Oh, it's its own thing. It takes so much this. I mean, Andy, it didn't work out for him where he wanted to keep it going. But for me, we had a system in place to where little to no effort, like you said, man. I had an auction company come in. They did all of the technicality stuff, the organization, the pictures, you name it. I just made sure the guys put it where it needed to be. They took over the rest, and I made gross 70% off of the deal. I paid them 30%. They did all the dirty work. And that's the thing is you have to see what fits your business. For you, Taylor, this is something that you said. I don't put any effort. But for others, they may unintentionally be replacing their marketing efforts for their junk removal business for something that should be really a side hustle.
And that's something I talk about all the time when it comes to marketing.
Yeah.
Is market for your best and most profitable client. Don't market for BS. Do not market for minimum loads. You're shooting yourself in the foot. Don't get at all about scrap metal. You will collect it when you collect it. Don't market for it because you're not making a bank off of somebody calling you out for a washing machine. I know Andy might give me some crap on this, but what you want to do is Andy's with me. Good. But what I spend effort on marketing is
I don't market. Yeah, I do not market for if someone's like, hey, I got a stove I need picked up.
No,
like that. That's not my client because if they can get it to the end of their driveway, they don't need to pay me $1.
So that's why I didn't market demo. Like the demo that I did, I marketed interior demo, light demo, yeah, but house takeaways, hell no. Reason why is because once I do that, I am competing with demolition companies. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I can't hang with the big boys. Financially, they would crush me, and they did. But when it would come up, it'd be like an opportunity to look into it. So you know what? Is this something I would like to do? If it is, let's see what happens. Worst case scenario, you don't lose what you never had. Best case scenario, you get an opportunity to make an extra 25K for the month off of one job where you have two people on. So you're kind of like, huh. And you can't count that. This is one thing else I want to put this out there. If you have, let's say you're year 3 in business, and every year, like for us, every year we did have a substantial size job. Okay. But it was never at the same time of the year. It was never the same person. It wasn't something I could put into my pro forma because I didn't know where it was going to come from or when it was going to happen or how big it was going to be. But there are people that will do that and say, oh, this is going to happen next year because it happened last year. But then you come in $75,000, $80,000 short because you added this one big egg for some reason into your numbers that shouldn't exist, really, because it's a variable, is what it is. And I think with something like what you're doing, Taylor, you're building it in a way where you can actually put a pro forma together for it. It's its own business that takes little to no effort for you. Whereas I would not suggest someone else who's running first and second year operations say, oh, extra income, I'm going to go get a bunch of trailers and do the same thing.
Right. Like we didn't factor in any other fixed expenses because what you said, if you said, hey, I got to hire another operations person, well, we got to factor that in. If you said, hey, I want to dedicate 20% of my marketing budget, we're going to factor that in. Right.
Yeah.
We factored in like this is 8% of your revenue. And what is your cost? Now, if you use this model to pay off trailers and you have these assets, hey, good on you. We already proved that years 3 through 6 are going to be profitable because the trailer's already paid off. Also, John Aguirre, I am terrible with names. Put this up. Check out cogcalculator.com. Helps with comp earning cogs. That's gonna put me out of business. I'll be honest. That puts Skill Believe out of business. I got nothing with the system. And actually, I no shit. I've learned 100%. I learned cogs by using cogs calculators. The reason I like to do it longhand is because we build and we go. And yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
You do not have to be an Excel genius. To do this, right? There are tools out there, like Cog Calculator, right? So there you go. So put me out of business, no big deal, because technology. Doing math is not a profitable business.
And we can, and I mean, that's what we do in house is we just make our own weekly spreadsheets to track all of our cogs and all the KPIs for all the guys, and then we just put them up on the whiteboard, and then we discuss each KPI as part of our meeting. And so I've got one of my guys, Josh. You met Josh. He's real nerdy about this kind of stuff, and I tell him all the time. Like we have to have nerds, man. That's not the thing I like. That's the thing I learn how to do so I can not be a failure. It's not what I'm excited about.
Yeah, I mean, again, there's 6 buckets of business. It begins with marketing and it ends with finance. I pay smart people to do the marketing while you're a marketing guy, and yet I do all of the finance because I love doing it. I find it interesting, and I know what the hell I'm doing sometimes. So there we go. All right. Oh, we got a case.
Real quick, Taylor, if you could have out of your junk removal company right now, you could have a 1, 2, and 3 option. That's it. You only offer 3 services right now. What are they? Junk removal only.
Oh, good one.
What's your level 1, level 2, level 3?
That's a great question because I have this question answered for what I'm targeting in my marketing in relation to what I said earlier. But if I could only offer 3 services, that's a different question because you have to worry a lot more about cash flow at that point.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, do you worry about cash flow like you should? Or do you worry about market demands? Because sometimes they don't match up. So the reason I ask it, why you think about this, the reason I ask it is there was someone I was working with last year, and they recently went out of business. Okay. Another person I was working with recently sold their business. It was a good day for everyone involved. The difference was, and they had damn near the same start and end date. The difference was person 1 had everything listed as services. They did it all. They covered the entire map of services. It was kind of insane. But then the other person said, look, this is what I do. This is how I do it. And this is who I do it with. That's it.
So now, real quick, when you're saying these 3 services, give me an example.
Okay, for instance, labor only.
Okay.
All right.
So when you ask that question, I have it really dialed in. Like my number 1.
Oh yeah.
So here's my 1, 2, 3. My number 1 is quarter to half trailers that are in the garage ready to go. Right. Like one of my guys, you remember Ian? Ian used to work for this guy Casey. Right. Junk removal, residential junk removal. Right. But it's specific that it is quarter and half trailers. It's not single items.
That's different.
Right. Right. Okay. So that's my niche customer. It is under 5 miles, a quarter to a half trailer. Like that's my number 1 sweet spot. Number 2 is going to be full house cleanouts, right? 2 plus trailer jobs. And number 3 is anything commercial. So anything property management wise commercial. So now what isn't that? Right. It's not beyond 5 miles. It is not single items. It is not one-off commercial jobs in the middle of nowhere. Market? Oh, that's what I go after. I mean, that is what I market.
So with this the guy who sold his company, right?
Yeah.
the cool thing was he was telling me everything. He's like, dude, this is what I was marketing. He's like, I was marketing his junk removal, which was his level 2. Level 3 was like demolition and stuff that he didn't market. He was marketing junk removal. He goes, hey, everything else kind of fell in line. And I was like, that's exactly what I did. I never marketed labor only services. I never marketed demolition. I offered it. I offered junk removal. And then when you specify it down, for me, half trailer to 3/4 was the sweet spot. So I had to say, hey, how do I get to those customers? Where are they?
Yep.
Now, when it comes to marketing it, the reason I asked you this, Taylor, is because a lot of times they'll market hey, we do junk removal, but we also do trailer rentals. We also do demolition and labor only. Well, right now, if I'm a contractor, I can save a shit ton of
No
money.
way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I just went to someone who's marketing against themselves. So for you, I'm not sure how you do with your dumpster rentals or your trailer rentals, but I almost would feel like I wouldn't even market that shit at all. It would just be more of a word of mouth with my contractors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, let me show you. Can I show you guys this since we're just walking around outside my house right now, so the toddlers can be quiet?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you?
All right,
we don't
so
know.
let's-
We don't
we'll
know.
see.
Once you get out there,
You
we
may.
might be. Yeah, you can try.
So let's see. This is the side of my truck, right? Because my personal truck's in the shop. Residential, commercial junk removal, order clean, hot tub, great money on hot tubs. Shed demo, great money on that. And then dumpster rental thrown down in here because people always want to know, does that come off? That's a question.
See, now you froze.
Lost him again.
See, you know
Too
what? You
far.
had your top. You had us at top 3. As soon as
There
you
we
got
go,
to 4,
I'm back.
5, or 6, there you go. See, as soon as you got to 4, 5, or 6, you froze. Yeah. So yeah, dumpster
Can you hear
rental
me?
and sheds that's your periphery shit. You know.
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
We're good now. We got you now. So we made the joke because we knew it was a good joke. Oh, now he's gone again. This is what we get. This is a professional organization here where we're about to do our big finish, the big wrap up, the big takeaway, and he decides to go walking in his backyard. You know,
Andy, real quick, do you know what this is?
BHAG, big hairy audacious goal.
Yeah.
No, let's fucking go. What do
Dude,
you think this is? What do you think this is?
I'm like I heard about this like a month ago and I'm addicted to it now. I got BHAGs for everything.
Oh my
That's
god,
insane.
where have you been? Yeah, you gotta go meet more people. You'll only be hearing about BHAGs recently.
Dude,
My
at
big
first I
hairy
thought he was
audacious
just
goal.
fucking with me. I was like, come
When
on.
I said BHAG,
he's like, it's seriously a corporate term.
it's
I'm
a
like,
thing.
no.
BHAG. What's your
He's
BHAG?
like, yep.
All right. Well, Taylor's
Big
officially
hairy
gone.
audacious goal.
Big hairy audacious goal. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna wrap up the show with our top takeaways. I almost want to say my top takeaway is that Casey doesn't
hit
fucking
some of these
listen to me.
questions real quick.
All right. Let's get to the questions. Most of them are just telling us how great we are, or you, I should say.
Salina junk removal. That's Texas, baby. That's
Texas.
Tim Reeves.
Tim
Salina,
Reeves.
Texas.
Actually, Tim Reeves. Shout out. He hit me up today, asked me about a new logo he's got. It's pretty badass. So once he gives me the green light, we will be celebrating Mr. Tim Reeves. Timmy.
I think he's using it.
I don't know. I don't. I'm waiting if there's a word. I don't want to announce some of this other shit. Whatever. Tim Reeves, new logo coming for Salina junk removal. How are you getting a wrap done for 500? All right. Well, actually, his question, it's not a wrap, it's decals. There's the answer to Tim Reeves' question. How the hell are y'all doing? Awesome. There's his first question. And then some Facebook user with hey y'all, that was the Marine. We answered his ROI.
We answered how you got clients for the business.
Have you factored in a beer potential value? No, I did not. I am you did. I am going on 1 year sober in about 2 weeks. So life choice I made. And
congratulations.
I thank you. That's it. I'll leave it at that. So I'm at this all inclusive. So I'm gonna eat my money's worth. That's what I'm doing. All right. Jurgen, how do you get clients? We talked about that. Focus on your top 3. Where do you get clients from? Like the people that rent the truck? Answer that. Real simple. The people that are willing to do the work themselves and or unwilling to pay for you to do the work, which is basically the same person. Or he also said the contractors that need to work now because they have the labor there already, and it was an issue with the dumpster.
Yeah.
Midwest meetup would be great from unknown Facebook user. So sounds like that'll be a thing that I put out there. A little invite only, little party in my backyard. No big deal. Client acquisition and client lifetime. Yeah, Jurgen, absolutely. We can do hillbilly math on client acquisition. That would be a good one. Casey. Let's find. Okay, so here's Jurgen. I don't know if you're in the Drunken Bull space or what you do. Shout out to Jurgen or anybody else in the Trash Talk Business Podcast world that wants to do a live hillbilly math, customer acquisition cost, lifetime customer value. Let's do that. We will need you to bring your numbers though, because without data, we got nothing. Carson says he loves Casey. No big deal.
Yeah. So Carson is a junk guys guy out of wherever state he's out of,
Junk
and
guys guy.
I think he's coming. He's flying into Dallas for Richard Hernandez's Big Junk Guys Summit.
There we go.
In March.
And then, yeah. And then John wants to put me on a business. So we've covered all the bases. And then
I think they're under the impression I'm going to be there at this Junk Guys thing.
You teased it. You said I may or may not show up too.
Well, now because I'm interested, I just want to be like peeking over the fence, like what's going on? You know, like where's the bathrooms, dude? Like, what do you mean there's no electricity? Come on.
Oh, Casey.
I wish them the best, though. I really do.
No, you don't.
All
right. And then Facebook user, Taylor will send you a message with how to be more than only Facebook user. Lifetime value of customer would be great. Yes, it would.
Really do.
So my challenge to you, now hold on.
I'm watching in the background.
Was I hearing myself talk there?
Yeah.
Taylor, I could hear myself through Taylor. I didn't like that. I like that one bit. I don't want to hear the sound of my voice.
I don't like hearing you either.
Yeah, I don't. You fucking teasing? Jesus. You think I can? That's why people are like, man, you love the sound of your voice. I'm like, no, I don't. I don't watch my content. I don't. No. I hang out with Casey once a week on this podcast. That's what I do. All right. So yes, the challenge there is someone email us and say, hey, I have really good numbers. I know where all my customers came from for the last 2 years. And then we'll do that exercise. That just eliminated about 90% of people that are listening right now. So those 10% of people that kept track of that data, last year I had a 98.72% rate at which I knew where my customers came from.
I'll do that.
So there's that 98%. Do you want to come? I actually, Taylor of all people probably has better data than me because I've heard his methodology. He's got a shit connection. I mean, he's gonna have to get some redneck Wi-Fi or something out there in the boonies. Yeah,
bunny ears up, man.
Did he freeze again? We're about to do the big finish. I'm filibustering. That's all the material we had. I checked the list. That's all the things we covered. BHAG. Taylor, if you can hear us,
we can cover BHAG later. Like that's an entire segment on how to set goals and achieve them.
He's driving me nuts.
All right, blink twice if you can hear me. All right, Taylor, while we kind of can hear you, what is your? I have to get to dinner with my beautiful girlfriend here in a second, so we got to go. Taylor, what is your top takeaway from today's amazing episode of the Trash Talk? I can hear. Well, yeah. So, what is your top takeaway from today's episode? Apparently, he can't hear me. He can't hear me for shit. He says he can hear me, and he's looking. Taylor, last chance. What was your top takeaway from today's episode?
Great. My top takeaway, other than working on improving my internet connection, I can hear you.
Keep talking. I know you're on like a 7-second delay. That's fine. Top takeaway, and we're going to end it at that.
I'm talking to you. Get better internet.
All right, Casey. Top takeaway from today's show.
Better internet.
My chance. Top takeaway is connection and communication is everything.
Mm-hmm.
Connection, communication is everywhere. Yeah, you know what?
Everything.
I liked what he said. He's still talking. I liked what he said about don't market for BS. So that's my top takeaway. Figure out your top 3, like Casey said, top 3 customers, market to them and only them. Now that I understand what Casey was saying, when I look at my profit and loss statement this year, I used to have all these numbers, like 9 different streams of revenue. 9 to 12 different streams of revenue for all the things. This year I got down to 3: commercial junk removal, residential junk removal, commercial deconstruction. That's it, right? The moving, yes, right? Yes, there's gonna be some adjunct moving. There's gonna be some residential demo. There's gonna be some resale, whatever. At the end of the day, those are the 3 things we are focused on. That's what we take our time and energy on, and that's what makes us great. All right, let's get to the big finish. Casey, any last words before we get off this and I get back to Punta Cana?
Taylor, can you hear me?
Oh, we're not doing this again. No, that ain't happening, Jack.
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up?
That was good. All right, we are putting a bowl of this. Taylor, our producer, Taylor with Up Away junk removal in my native state of Georgia, and Casey Bubba Lawrence celebrate all things Big D, including all the people there. I'm Andy Weins, and this has been another amazing episode of the Trash Talk Business Podcast. We will see you next week for episode 102.
Thanks for listening. Tap subscribe or follow to get the latest episode. And if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave us a review and tell a friend to listen. To learn more, visit trashtalkbusinesspodcast.com. Bye now.